Since Trump came to power 2 years ago and started the fake news, calling the mainstream media as the fake news, a lot of bad things have happened since, and mostly as a direct result of Trump's actions, and also because of the social media itself not taking care of fake news. And as a result, people have died, and as recently as last week, uh, a mob killed a young man because of fake news. It's terrible, really. So this episode is about what fake news does to people. Welcome to another edition of Woods for Trees Stories. Woods for Trees channel is created to explain the big picture of the issues at hand and not to get lost in the nitty-gritties. It means it is easy to get lost and confused in among the woods if we are inside a forest. But if we raise above the forest for a bird's eye view, then we will be able to see the forest for what it is. The surroundings, the landscape, the trees with leaves and flowers, and not just the woods. That will allow us to navigate our way out of the woods. So this Woods for Trees channel is created to provide a bird's eye view of the world and the issues at hand. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you for watching. These cartoons capture the last 2 years of Trump. As we have seen in the last 2 years since Trump got elected, he has shown no morals or ethics whatsoever. All he cares about is himself, and to get what he wants, Trump will not shrink from sinking to any depths. He hijacked the Republican Party using the Tea Party races. He branded all his Republican opponents as liars with his own lies. Called the Democratic black senators as low IQ people. Branded the Mexicans as rapists and murderers. Worse, he accused the mainstream outlets like CNN, NBC, ABC, CBC as fake news outlets. Picked up unfair fights with decent reporters who are just doing their jobs. The social media with no checks and balances have been hijacked by the likes of Putin to spread lies and false propaganda to undermine Western governments and its democracies. The Trump has simply taken a leaf out of Putin's book and made it into his own fake news specialty of his own. Now, the fake news are everywhere in the world. This episode is to show the world what is happening and why it is happening. A Woods for Trees story.
New charges brought against Cesar Sayoc on Friday, the Florida man accused of mailing bombs to prominent Democrats and critics of President Trump. In an indictment filed in Manhattan federal court, prosecutors charged Sayoc with 30 criminal counts, including multiple counts of using a weapon of mass destruction. If convicted, he now faces a sentence of life in prison. The 56-year-old former stripper and pizza delivery driver lived in a white van covered with right-wing political images supporting Trump and attacking his critics, was arrested in late October following an intense manhunt. Public records showed that Sayoc, a registered Republican, had been arrested numerous times over the years, including one case in which he was accused of threatening to bomb a power utility. Friday's indictment accuses him of sending improvised explosive devices around the country. The recipients included President Obama, Hillary Clinton, the offices of CNN, Democratic megadonor George Soros, and actor Robert De Niro.
Divisive, racist, misogynist, ignorant plan.
Bigotry will not win. Hatred will not win.
A clear message from the people of Pittsburgh tonight at a multi-faith vigil attended by thousands. They will not give way to hate or give up on peace in the wake of yesterday's massacre at a synagogue. 11 killed, 6 wounded. The deadliest anti-Semitic attack in the history of the United States. We are learning more tonight about the victims of the attack. People killed while worshiping, gunned down because they were Jewish. And among the dead, a woman who grew up in Canada. 75-year-old Joyce Feinberg was once a member of Toronto's Holy Blossom Temple. That's where she met and married her husband before moving to the U.S. The oldest victim, 97-year-old Rose Mallinger. The former president of the synagogue says she was a Holocaust survivor. The youngest victim, 54-year-old David Rosenthal, that's him on the left. He and his brother Cecil were inseparable. They died together yesterday. And among the 7 other congregants killed, Jerry Rabinowitz is being remembered as a kind and caring doctor, and husband and wife, Sylvan and Bernice Simon, married for almost 62 years. Paul Hunter has more from a city in pain.
In Pittsburgh tonight, sorrow, determination, and defiance.
We will drive anti-Semitism and the hate of any people back to the basement on their computer and away from the open discussions and dialogues around this city, around this state, and around this country.
Yesterday's shooting rampage at the Tree of Life synagogue, say police, a hate crime, didn't just leave 11 dead, it left a city stunned. The accused, Robert Bowers, reportedly shouted, "All Jews must die," as he opened fire. He may face the death penalty. Outside the synagogue today, mourners struggled to process any of it. Among them, Carl and Bella Schachter, both Holocaust survivors. As children held in camps in Ukraine, they later fled to America and safety. But now, decades later, this.
I don't know what I feel today. I honestly don't know.
It's very sad. It's a very sad day. We always said never again. But it did happen again. It's just unbelievable. It's 11 people lost their life just because they are Jews.
Coming as it does on the heels of those pipe bombs, say police, sent by a Trump supporter to critics of Donald Trump, has Americans wondering, what has this country become? Say many, the hate on display evermore is fueled by regular polarizing language from the White House.
We have a demented, unhinged individual who is unfortunately President of the United States. And what he is setting as an example is simply, he's inflaming what always subliminally has been part of the American culture.
છોકરાઓ ઉચકી જવાનું અને એમને અંદરના ઓર્ગન્સ માટે એ લોકો છોકરાઓને મારી સુદ્ધા નાખે છે.
The remotest parts of this country now have access to internet and WhatsApp, and a lot of these people are not digitally literate, so they'll believe whatever they see on WhatsApp. He would love to play the djembe and then didgeridoo. He's more like a brother to me. We almost share everything that goes in our life. He was very spiritual. He believed in changing the world through love. But somewhere when we saw him, we envied his life. He gave us a call that he's leaving and he would come back by evening. So he wanted to basically see this new waterfalls that was discovered, I think, a year or two back.
They were spotted at a place just 3 kilometers short of the Kantilamsu waterfalls. There one fellow called Alphonsus Timmon have seen them and he started shouting that these people are Hupagara.
তাৰপিছত আৰু ছোৱালীকেইটানো কৈছে স্কুলৰ পৰা আহি ঐ মা কিবা সোপা ধৰা বোলে মানুহ আহিছে য'তে পতে কিবা মানুহ কাটি ফুৰিছে আৰু চকু ওলাই গৈছে তাৰপিছত মই ছোৱালীটোক গালি দি আছোঁ
সোপা ধৰা বুলি ইমানেই প্ৰচাৰ হৈছে আপুনি সেই প্ৰচাৰটোৰ ফলত মানুহবিলাকে নাখাই নবৈ এনেকৈ থকা পৰ্যন্ত হৈছে
কি হোৱাটছআপ না কি কয় আমিতো বুঢ়ী মানুহ আমি সেইবিলাক চলাবও নাজানো সেইকেইটানত দিছে বোলে কয় আহি ছোৱালী পোৱালীবিলাক সেইটো শুনা পাই হয় নেকি কয় ভাবিছিলোঁ
By the time some people are already there to obstruct them and immediately started questioning them. সেইটো লগে লগে আহি গ'ল আহা এনেকুৱা হৈছে সিহঁতে জাঠি জোং লৈ পেলাই দা কথা এইটো চব জতুজি আছে
তাৰপিছতে কৈছে মানুহকেইটা ফাঙা ডং আহিছে কৈছে আৰু
within seconds more than 200 to 250 people were gathered and this is a directionless mob বিচাৰ কৰাৰ পিছত যদি সন্দেহ আছে পুলিচক দি পুলিচে যি কৰিলে কৰিব আমি থানাত উঠাই দিম এইটো মই ক'লোঁ আহি পেলাই তাৰপিছত এই মই কোৱা কথাটো মুখেহে চুচা মাৰি এনেকুৱা উন্মত্ত আপুনি কোনে কৰিব ঈশ্বৰ আহিলেও নোৱাৰিব তেতিয়া এনেকুৱা হৈ গ'ল
We got videos immediately almost. People started sending it to me where he was crying for mercy. Where he was shouting at the top of his voice.
These two boys are seen in unconscious condition. They are taken to the hospital. By the time they reach the hospital also declared they are dead.
When I got this call, it was horrific. And the very moment when he told me, I froze.
নিমেষ কি মোৰ গোটেই জীৱনটোৱে ধ্বংস হৈ গৈছে কাৰণে মই তাকে ভগৱানক চিন্তা কৰিছোঁ তাতকৈ যদি এইবিলাক নেদেখা হয় মোক আগতে লৈ গ'লা হয় মই এইবিলাক যেন দেখা নাপালোঁ হয় মই এইটোৱে ভগৱানক ভাবি আছিলোঁ
When coffin was opened here at home, then also I did not see his face. I could not see his face. My mind did not permit to see his face.
The primary issue is that of governance and not technology. The technology will keep advancing and the society needs to keep up with it. And it is the government's job to raise awareness so that citizens can keep up with advancing technology.
you.